Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having a magical week so far. For today's video, I am finally bringing you a long-awaited collection video, and that is my Disneyland Paris pin collection. As you can see, I have two folders in front of me. These are quite thick binders. I have a pink one and a blue one, the Sleeping Beauty colours, because that is, of course, the colours of the gorgeous castle, of course, in Disneyland Paris. So I thought that this would be perfect to house my pin collection. So without further ado, let's get to it. First up, let's go through the blue folder, because this one contains ones to do with the park and anniversaries, and the more special ones are in this folder. So I figured we would start with this one first. So I will open the folder and I will show you how they're actually displayed. Now in here, I have 5 of these 9 pocket folder things. I'm not really sure how you would describe them. And as you can see, I have a pin in almost all of them. It's just the way that I've done it. So I'm not going to zoom in, I don't think, because it's just so that you can see them all more than anything. Or maybe I will zoom in, I'm not sure. I decided to zoom in to make it a little bit easier. So, top row, we have, of course, the Disneyland Park one. We have the Euro Disney one, which was for the 25th anniversary, I believe. We've got a Studios one, which, of course, is changing its name. We then have a Disneyland Paris Ratatouille one. This one, I believe, came out last year. This debuted when Dreams came out, obviously, this pin. And then at the very bottom, we have the Avengers Campus one. And then, of course, an old pin from the Disneyland Hotel. Oh, just sort that, that's gone in squint. Next up, we have hotel pins. Now, these are a little bit too big because of the way these pins are. I'll show you what I mean. So basically, they have a dangly key on the bottom, and these are the old hotel pins. So, I have the Santa Fe, the Cheyenne, the Sequoia Lodge, we have the Newport Bay, the New York, which I've never stayed in, and then the Disneyland Hotel one. The only one I'm missing was the Davy Crockett version of this. I'd never stayed there, and obviously I don't drive, so that wasn't going to happen anyways. And then at the bottom, I've got this newer Newport Bay Club with Donald on, and then this one here. I actually really like this one. This has the previous logos. Some of these logos still stand for the hotels. And it's just a suitcase with a little Disney Hotels tag on it, which I think is very nice. Next up, we have my 25th anniversary pins. This one actually snapped, which is why it's on a bit of a wonky angle. So I think I got almost all of the pins for the 25th anniversary. I believe I'm missing Tinkerbell, but I'm not a huge Tinkerbell fan, hence why I don't have it. So first up, we've got the Mickey and the Minnie, which match together. This 25th anniversary one that does contain Tinkerbell on it of the castle, I love this pin so much. Then we have this here, this Mickey and Minnie in silvery blue outfits, which are completely different to the top 2 steampunk inspired ones. These were in Central Plaza. These were actual figurine statues that were in Central Plaza, where they usually do show stops now. If you've been recently, you'll know from, say, Dream and Shine Brighter from the 30th. And we then have a spinner pin from the 25th, and then an Illuminations one as well. I'll just show this one because you couldn't see it very well. So you've got obviously Goofy as well, Mickey and Minnie in those outfits from above, and then you've got Donald there. Yep, and of course, as I say, it spins, and then underneath, I've actually got the castle as well. Next up, we have the 30th anniversary pins. Now, I'm not sure how many there was, and these are just all open edition pins. I don't have any sort of limited edition ones. It's all just very much standard ones you can buy in any shop. Now here, some of these are danglies and some of them are not. We have the castle one with, of course, the 30th hidden Mickey logo, which I absolutely love. You have a Mickey one, a Goofy, Chip and Dale, and then another spinner pin. Now, they didn't do a Minnie, unless they did and I just never ever saw it. but we'll go around. So we've got Mickey here, Minnie, Goofy, and Donald. And I love it. I think it's fab. I really love the logo for the 30th. I think it's great. Ooh, that's that one back in there. And then the final page in this folder has some attraction pins. So at the top we actually have a really new pin, and this one is for Big Thunder Mountain. We then have the old attraction series that was labelled like this. So I have the Pirates of the Caribbean one, the Tower of Terror one from the studios, and then the Ratatouille one from the studios. And then I have a General Phantom Manor pin, which I believe I got on one of my last trips. And then down here I've actually got 2 Star Wars pins. These were for when Star Wars had seasons, or the studios had Star Wars seasons. This one was Season de la Force, and then this was Legends of the Force. I believe they had it for 2 or 3 years in a row, and I went back to back, so I picked up a pin from each trip basically. That one's written in French, and that one is written in English. And that brings us to the end of the first folder of my Disneyland Paris pin collection. And now on to the second and final folder, the bright pink one. Now, we have a lot of Beauty and the Beast in here, but these were all released in Disneyland Paris. I have, I believe, almost a full set of these. These all have the same backing card, these first 9. So, I'll just unclip this to make it easier to change the page. So as you can see from the top, we have Village Belle, we have Beast, Gaston, we have Cogsworth when he is fighting at the end during the sort of little mini battle scene when Gaston storms the castle. We have Lumiere and Plumette. We have the wardrobe. Oh, I love her. She's so underrated and she's so funny. We have Chip blowing some bubbles. We have Cogsworth and Lumiere. I'm assuming maybe the Be Our Guest scene. And then, of course, we have the Enchanted Rose at the bottom. And as you can see from the wardrobe pin, it says La Belle et la Bête. And I love the backing cards for these. They are stunning. Next up, this set here, I have 4 of. I think there was probably more, but this was the first ever Beauty and the Beast pins like this that I believe Disneyland Paris released. So we have, of course, the iconic Belle and Beast dancing. We have Cogsworth Lumiere just separately, and then we have a Mrs. Potts and Chip one here. Now, these two are actually quite funny. If you can see Cogsworth's face properly, he's looking very grumpy with, you know, the Christmas spirit has not got to him. And then we have Lumiere here as well. And of course it just says Joyeux Noël, and these obviously were released at Christmas time. Down near the bottom, these are actually Disneyland Paris. I believe that's a Disney Store one. This is 3D, and these are American parks. And we have this Beast one, and then this one says Beauty is found within, and then we have me filming. It's a mirror. And that was those 2. Next up, okay, so let's start at the top. We have this Fleur et Princesses set. I think this may have came out for Pirates and Princesses or for some form of spring season, and they just released these 4, and I've got them in order of the films coming out. So we have Cinderella, Aurora, Ariel, and of course Belle. I'll show one up close. As you can see, it's almost like an anime style, and they're all in a frame, and they all have flowers embossed, as you can see, around it, like a frame, which is really pretty. These next 2 here, the Aurora and Belle, these are also American parks. I apologize, but they've got little tassels on either side. And then down the bottom, these 2 are actually Disney Store ones. These were limited edition for, I think it was the 20th anniversary of the movie. So I've got this one. And these cost pennies. They were £9 each. £9 for a limited edition pin on the Disney Store. Yeah. Oh, 25th anniversary, I apologise, of the movie. So there we go. That is those 2. Right. Second to last page. Oops, don't look at those two. So we have the Disney Princesses set. This is an older version of the set from Paris. We have Aurora and Belle. As you can see, I tend to always collect Belle because Beauty and the Beast is my favourite Disney movie. And I collect Aurora because of Sleeping Beauty Castle in, of course, Disneyland Paris. We then have these. We have the Aurora and Philip one and the Belle Beast one. And at the very bottom, I also have the animators, Aurora and Belle as well. And as you can see, I always have them in order of the movies being released. And the final page is just 5 random ones. So we have 4 from the Disneyland Paris sort of Pride range that they released. We've got the castle, the Mickey head, and then we have a Mickey and Minnie. I'd have loved a Goofy because Goofy is my favourite from the Fab Five. And then last but by no means least is this initial pin with Mickey on, and I love it. They did obviously one for every letter of the alphabet, I believe, and I really like the backing card on this as well. I've never mentioned prices, mainly because they have changed. I have no idea what they are, and I believe they went up again a few weeks ago. I'm really struggling to put this one back. There, finally. But with that, that brings us to the very end of my Disneyland Paris pin collection video. And that, folks, brings us to the end of my Disneyland Paris pin collection video. I really hope that you've enjoyed it, and I hope it was worth the wait. My setup for filming these kind of videos is a little bit different now as well, so I apologise if it wasn't as good as always. I no longer have a desk, and that is how I used to film, with a tripod from up above, but it's been very difficult to film this video. But as I say, regardless of that, I hope that you have enjoyed it. And I'm just going to show you this pin because I didn't show this one close up. Look at this. Oh, look how stunning it is. I love it. And obviously this is an older pin now as well. And it was a rose one. And I believe I got this when I actually stayed at the Disneyland Hotel, which I did stay at and hope to in the near distant, well, I say near, in the distant future. I'm hoping I'll be staying there again soon now it's all been done and reopened, but that is completely changing the subject. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please do give it a big thumbs up for me. Comment down below, do you collect any pins, and what was your favorite from my collection? And I think that's about it. Hit the big red subscribe button down below, tinkle the bell so you're notified every time a video goes live as well, and I hope to see you all soon. I've been Disney Matt. Thank you for watching, everyone. Goodbye.